this online FDP. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir, it's a great privilege for us that you have accepted our invitation and ready to share your experience and knowledge with us. I want to introduce you with our participant, that Dr. R.M. Mehra is a MSc and PhD from University Delhi and the Fellow of Japan Society of Promotion of Sciences, JSPS. Sir has a superannuated from University of Delhi in 2010 and presently the Professor Emeritus in the Department of Electrical and Electronics and Communication Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, Sharda University. Sir has held these several positions in his career. He was a coordinator, administrator, advisor, and worked in the keenly involved himself in the research. He has supervised 47 PhD research scholars and 42 in University of Delhi and 5 in Sharda University. Sir has supervised 4 research scholars for PhD in Sharda University and having 110 research papers during his stay in the Sharda University only 10 years. And total, he has 214 research papers. His S index is 38 and citation is 4,200. Sir has 2 patents published and 3 has submitted and completed 18 research projects sponsored by the DRDO, UGC, DST, CSIR, MNRE, IUSC, etc. and international NSF, USA, Japan, and other agencies. 3 in Sharda University and 15 in University of Delhi. And Sir has also written some book chapters that are on quantum dots and sensitized solar cells, and the chief editor of Journal of Scientific and Technical Research, Invertees Journal of Renewable Energy, member of Advisory Editorial Board of Material Science Poland, and chaired Semiconductor Society of India. Sir is also the reviewer of the various important national, international journals, Elsewhere Science and Elsewhere, John Will and Sons, American Institute, and Journal of Applied Physics, USA. So we welcome you, sir, for this online platform of Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya. Definitely, we all will be enriched with your knowledge. Thank you very much, sir. The stage is now.
Just to update, I have completed half century in supervision.
Yeah. That's very great, sir.
And number of in Sharda University, 10 research scholars, they have obtained PhD degree under my supervision. And 2 more, that will be the last, I think, batch with me. So, my passion was teaching and research, and still it is there. And I'm
so your passion is inspiring us that we have to do a lot. Now it's not the age of just.
I got opportunity to join Sharda University just after superannuation from University of Delhi with a gap of 1 day only. So I retired on January 16, 2010, 17th January 2010 was Sunday. On Monday I joined Sharda University. And my key person in Sharda, I have been very lucky actually. That time, I joined Sharda University in Department of Electronics Communication Engineering. Now it is Electrical and Electronic Communication Engineering. And the Dean School of Engineering Technology was, you all know him, a great man, young man, Professor Bhattacharya, Bhaskar Bhattacharya. So I was so lucky that whatever I left in Sharda University, I started working with him because his interest was also in dye-sensitized solar cell. So we together developed the material research lab with so many projects from different agencies. And now that center, that lab has been converted into a center of excellence for solar cells and renewable energy. So it is just, I'm thankful to God and good luck to me that I could get in Sharda University a person like Professor Bhattacharya. So thank you very much for giving my introduction.
Sir, I want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
I was more privileged that I worked with you and Bhaskar Bhattacharya sir both. And one more chapter of Mehra sir is on pipeline with me. It is in Taylor and Francis. It is always published. And at the age of, I think, close to 80, sir never refused any request. Like recently, I am working with sir for writing one chapter, and sir always accept these academic challenges. So I am very thankful, sir. Very thankful.
And Amit, I have also published with one of my first research scholar in Sharda University, Rashmi Priyadarshini.
Yeah, you know.
It's an edited book. It has come now. It is available on website. I will get hard copy also. That
Okay.
is an artificial intelligence.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So machine learning and all those things are there. It is edited book. And one more thing, I have been always talking to Professor Bhaskar Bhattacharya that I want to write right from University of Delhi. I had in my conscious, subconscious mind, I had a dream, I should say, dream, that I should write a book on solar cells, applications and renewable energy, other things. But somehow I could, because my team numbers get reducing after in Sharda also now, because they all were different areas, and so but now we are writing which I'm myself solar cell basic materials and application.
Yes.
It will be Swinger from so that with the Professor R.C. Singh. So R.C. Singh, P.K. Singh, and one of my earlier co-researcher in Japan, Nagoya Institute of Technology, Professor Soga, Katsuo Soga. So, and Professor R.C. Singh said that you take responsibility when I'll take my responsibility because it is my dream. So the dream will fulfill. Writing book like this, even edited book, it takes you very annoyed. So I have received chapters from 5 or 6. There are 18 chapters in that particular book. So God is great. With the grace of God, I'm getting opportunity, fulfilling my wishes as well as the academic plans are concerned.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now you can start my presentation.
That will take a minute to download and start.
Okay, no problem.
It's there, sir.
Yeah. Make it full screen, F5. Yeah. I'm sure that this being the last session, and in the previous days, lot of theory and practical of solar cells, renewable energy uh, has been spoken. Many speakers must have spoken. And certainly, I should be truthful that although in my area, I've been researching, I can say in solar cells, especially this third generation solar cells or organic solar cells, right from 2008 or so, when I was in University of Delhi. So it is almost 15 years I've been working and giving lectures on different kinds of solar cells and first generation, second generation, crystalline, non-crystalline, and like that. So when I saw the topic and the main topic of the this particular FDP, Faculty Development Program, then I just with the help of internet, Google search, I tried to get information. So this is I commit truthfully that nothing, no contribution as far as uh, the whatever being presented. It has been taken from internet, but I've tried to edit it and informations, latest informations as far as possible, because many time old results are available on internet up to 2010, 15 something. And this is actually National Renewable Energy Laboratory. We all know that initially, people were very hesitant to use solar energy because one of the main reasons was that, first of all, there's uh, stability. There was always in the minds of the scientists, the researchers, engineers, there was a question of stability, that how long, if we invest so much money, whether on a small scale or large scale, how long will it take, will it last, So that was a big question, because expensive also at that particular time, about say, I should say 10 years ago, or but now the situation has improved. The cost per watt has reduced uh, with or without support of battery, and also the installation charges, the maintenance charges, that are also reduced. The quality of the modules have increased. Efficiency, there is no scope of increasing efficiency to a great extent. Efficiency people obtain, but it is only the stabilization. Now, if now the solar panels which are available in the market, uh, and most of the market is filled with the products made in China, and there is no harm that any country is doing that. It is affordable and it is durable. So solar panel, we say, now has reached a state, we had one kahawat, we say, uh, uh, Dada kharide pota barte, So it will last two generations, that is 20 years, 25 years, 30 years or so. So that is the situation. And most of the developed countries, Europe, Japan, Australia, US, Canada, they are a good percentage of electricity is being converted from solar energy. And remarkable is, I think, we should appreciate our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, and I'm sure that all of you must be knowing it, that in 2010 or something, there was some meeting in Vigyan Bhavan, and they made that time Prime Minister was Gurbakh. प्राइम मिनिस्टर वाज ऑनरेबल सरदार साहब थे, नाम निकल रहा है। उस समय एक इंडिया में सोलर एनर्जी का एक सेल बना था और एक टारगेट स्थापित हुआ था, और उसमें था कि 2020 तक जो है 20 some in double figures. But Modi ji, when Modi ji took up all that, it has become 10 times. We have already achieved that much production of solar energy. So many countries, we are now actually, India is now able to supply solar cells or other help to other countries, underdeveloped countries, our engineers and other things, so it is gradually becoming part and parcel of solar energy. Most of the university institute, they have some 10% or 20% of their total power consumption about of this from solar energy, the green energy. So with that, but it's still the challenge, the most what to my mind and what these PPTs will reveal, there are certain challenges which will remain, and we have to overcome them slowly and slowly, one by one, or together. So energy solutions are enormously challenging. Energy security, secure supply, reliability. This is actually I have been talking that reliability. Reliability, we all know that the failure rate. The failure rate. What is the failure rate? So, and then economic productivity, growth in demand, price volatility, and vulnerability or opportunity, environmental impact, land and water use, carbon emission. This also very important, carbon emission. So these are the solution. These are the challenges. These challenges will always remain. It is the duty, it is the role of the scientist and researcher to look into these challenges and try to reduce as much as possible. Must address next. So how big is the challenge? Advanced technology must help fill this gap because as I said, especially in solar energy, work has started long back, panels and other things. But advanced technologies, now we have got our technologies are has improved a lot. So today's optimistic forecast for renewable energy. So these we can see that 1 gigawatt, and then we up to 2050 will make a 1 terawatt and so forth, and covering the whole globe. Next. World energy supply and the role of renewable energy. Look at this. 2002, oil 35%, renewable 14%, coal 23%, nuclear 7%, gas 21%. What is predicted? 2030, this 14%, renewable, this 14%, where should it go? Where should it go? The increase, we have to increase this renewable energy up to in 2030. So that means it indicates that by if we say that every year 2% or something like it there, maybe the renewable energy in 2030 will be 20% or so. And oil, coal, and gas. So you can see the challenge, the domination is oil, gas, coal. This domination, and coal, we all know, oil, we all know, gases, we all know. So renewable energy is very small part of the 100% of the consumption, the percentage of the consumption, and that is the world energy supply and the role of renewable energy. We have to improve. Actually, I have taken the name of Japan or Europe. They are very small countries. So when we compare worldwide, then they are whatever they may be having 100% solar energy, but it will not count much as far as the world scene is concerned. US is the main key part. US is very big, but still They are everything or most of the thing are depending on different energy. Next slide. Thinking differently account for externalities. Today's energy marketplace does not appropriately value certain public objectives or social goods. Instead, we have price volatility, serious environmental impact, underinvestment in energy innovation. Because it, it is still expensive as compared to, people do say, advertise that, you can save 80% of your solar energy. If you suppose in my house, I've been allotted about 5 kilowatts, and I read the advertisements and other thing commercials, and sometimes pamphlets are also distributed that you have 5 kilowatt solar energy, and of course with little backup of your electric supply, and you will save 80%. But the point is that the initial cost in initial investment to cover that, it will take long time. So that challenge is there, and even serious environmental impact are also there. Therefore, and also people, still not many people have come into the investment in case of the solar energy innovation. Next slide. So technology-based solution, there is no single or simple answer. It's a very complicated issue. There are several aspects of solar energy. Solar panel or solar cell is one, efficiency and degradation is one. But then solar panel design, solar panel weight, its stability, its installation, it's more so very difficult to clean, because a lot of dust and other things reduces the efficiency. So now there are few companies, they are making panels self-cleaning, or for dust they zinc oxide coating and things like that. But there are challenges. Energy efficiency, renewable energy, non-polluting transportation fuels, separation and sequestration of CO2, next generation nuclear energy technology, transition to distributed energy system coupled with pollution-free energy carrier. Actually, if you look at nuclear energy, it is so produced that it is very clean, but prone to accidents and very, very costly initial cost. Although otherwise, but the cost of energy is very, very less. But uh, people are not everyone is able to have a nuclear reactor to produce. So that's why, nuclear energy was 5% in a 100% of electricity generation, because its initial installation, creation is very, very difficult and challenging. Next slide. Next. So these are, of course, it's a simple thing that resources are plentiful. Solar or geothermal or biomass or wind. All wind is very successfully, wind energy is very successfully, windmills are being used very successfully. It has a very good source of energy, but it can be only installed in near seashores where winds are blowing and things like that. So the resources are plentiful, but then to use those resources is a real big challenge. Next slide. So impressive cost reduction. Now you can see this graph. This is uh, solar, wind, PV, geothermal. That is, now it is here. We are here. At that time, suppose this was 100% at, say, 1980 or so. It has gone down to 2020. here around 10%. And the curve becomes asymptotic. We can't go on decreasing. It's just like discharging a capacitor through a resistor. So curve becomes asymptotic, and even in after 3 years or so, the cost will little go down to become 7% of what it actually, but so it's a great achievement. The change happened in 2000. The big change start happened in the 2000. The knee appeared in 2000. And as I said, wind energy is doing very nicely. Then PV, wind energy, cost reduction, stability, non-polluting, no taxing, nothing, so this is doing very nicely. Solar thermal, this is also doing very nicely because it does not involve anything. It's just absorption of heat. But PV or geothermal or biomass, this is still a challenge. Biomass people do talk, but it remains a challenge. And I'm not sure that how much biomass energy will be able to have help as far as the globally energy, locally it is possible, it will be helping, but not much will come out of biomass. It is already going under saturation of about 60% or so. So this will just remain a history for after some time as it looks now. But you can see solar thermal, wind, they are successfully doing well, and PV has a challenge, photovoltaic has a challenge, and but it is also reaching to the, so by 2030, 50, the cost will be, if suppose it was 200 rupees per watt, then if with 5%, so it will reduce very less. Next slide. Worldwide market have driven cost reduction, solar PV examples. So this slide says system cost of incentive and percentage in different Japan, California, and here it is Germany. Such graph I'm not sure because if we are too young, such graph will appear soon for our country also. And so we generally talk of whenever solar energy we talk of US, Canada, Japan, Australia, like that. And but as I said that out of say Japan is a dot on the globe. Uh, Even Europe is very small, and our one state is maybe greater than the whole Europe. And US is doing making effort, but US is so large that to cover up all that they require, though they are the biggest country, richest country, they require a lot of money. Russia is locally doing. Next slide. Getting to significance involves technologies, reducing risk, mobilizing capital, and policies and markets. And as I said in the beginning that the solar energy has also come into automobiles and things like that, buildings and other things, clean energy. Uh, and most of the institutes, universities, colleges are also adopting in one way or other a small part, saying that we are also taking part in producing green energy. So, reducing risk, the most important in the markets, that the market should be able to, first was the investment. So mobilizing capital, that people should have faith that if I go to some company and other things, and I say that I need so many crores of rupees, how the company will believe me. So this concept has to, who will do it? I'm not a person who can answer this, but people are looking into this mobilizing of capital. That look, whatever you will invest, it will be paid back with dividend. Next slide. So consistent policies are required for long-term market growth. National goals, biofuels 30% gasoline by 2030, wind 20% electricity generation by 2030, solar be market competitive, competitive by 2050 for solar PV, infrastructure investment required to meet these goals. For example, biofuels 30 into 30 analysis estimated infrastructure cost between so much to so much billion. Now you can see the cost. Therefore, I told you that bio has no biofuel has no future in one sense. It is environmental friendly. Many things which pollute the environment, we use those things to produce energy, very clean energy, but it has already saturated. The cost is not going to reduce, and you see that so many $billion are required over 23 years or so. Next slide. NARL Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Technology Development Program. NREL has already, we also have, but India is not in production. I tell you, India is in installation. We have money allocated by the government. We have subsidies and other things, but we are neither manufacturing about as far as PV part is concerned. We are electronics part or panels, we all buy and we are good at assembling, installing, things like that, and then servicing, all those things. But that is actually a part of the game. And so, because everything everyone can't do. So NREL, Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Technology Development Programs, efficient energy use, vehicle technology, building technology, industrial technology. Different purpose, different application, different approaches there. Renewable energy source, wind, solar, biomass, geothermal. The geothermal wind has been very successful. This has to make a success. Biomass, I think, has already been we have achieved. Then geothermal, energy delivery, and distribution, energy transmission and distribution, such as grids, storage capacity, alternate fuels, hydrogen delivery and storage. Next slide. Technology innovation and challenges, wind. In wind, next generation wind turbines improve energy capture by 30%, decrease capital cost by 25%. Solar photovoltaic improve performance through process. Nothing percentage is written. I mean, we have no knowledge, the scientist, the worker. Here we are very sure what will happen. Improve energy capture by 30%. Decrease capital cost 25%. Here we are silent. Process improvement करते रहिए, better material research करते रहिए, concentration करते रहिए ध्यान से. Harnessing nanostructures and new. So it's a solar photovoltaic for the young researchers. What this slide actually depicts. This says that look, anybody who is working, who has little bit of interest in solar energy, he has lot of scope as a group, as a laboratory, lot of scope to work on solar photovoltaic. And that's what, Material Research Lab at Sharda University or some other universities or the certain special center or JNU, there is special center, special solar nanoscience center is there in JNU. Recently the director Bijoy came to our university. So here they are very, they are quantitative. that improve energy capture by 30%, decrease capital cost by 25%. There they are silent. And same is the biofuels. New feed stocks, improved energy crops, and integrated bio fineries and things like that. So still, in this area, there is a lot of scope of doing research. So I think it should be taken in a nice way by the researchers, those who have started, the ones who start, that look, for the next 10 years or 20 years, this field will remain a current field of research and important research. Next slide. This is actually status in US end of 2000, saying so many million watt. These can always be obtained. What is the latest? Must have been increased multifold, and long-term potential 20% of nation electricity supply. This is for the wind. So wind, they must have reached actually 20% of the nation supply, even more. That is actually 2006. Next slide. So evolution of US commercial wind energy. So this is actually, you can see 50 kilowatt, 100 kilowatt, with 3.6 and 5 offshore and things like that, up to 2015. So this is very rising graph. Next. Photovoltaic and concentrating solar power. Status PV 526 megawatt cost this ESP, and potential they are increasing, and NREL research thrust. You see, wind, they have not shown any research thrust or things like that. But here, partnering with industry is not joining. Higher efficiency devices are always a challenge. New nanomaterials application, many thousands of research paper on new materials, nanomaterials is being published. Advanced manufacturing technique, this is because these techniques we have to reduce the cost. And next generation solar cells. So as I said, so these are for forward destinations, and you see, it doesn't look aesthetic look is not there in solar panels. You go on the rooftop, you find solar panels, big panels, and big structure, huge structure. Even these photographs, here, they don't have any aesthetic application. So, say amorphous silicon solar cells, Japan has been doing, many other countries, they are coating those cells on the windows of the wind. So that is invisible and the electricity is generated. But on large scale, this we have to erect, we have to install such panels. So they know much scope in designing. It has to be a large surface area to have large power. But on still on the solar cell itself, we have a lot of scope for new materials and many other things. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, PV module production experience and learning curve. PV module price $2,400 per watt, and now cumulative production, so 76, 2004. So this is still has to achieve first generation technology crystalline solar cell. You know that this crystalline solar cells, they have got the highest efficiency. They are stable and all those things, but we don't generally And on spacecraft, this is the only way by which we can generate electricity. So this, but it is costly. Just flying silicon solar cells, they are costly, and therefore we go for panels and other things. We go thin film solar cells. Next slide. Then PV module production, and we have to uh, reduce this. So lower pyramidal surface with silicon nitride, and all these researches are going on. Anti-reflection coating so that the light harvesting on the solar cell is very large as possible, and also adjusting the band gaps and other things so that the energy, solar energy is captured to larger wavelengths and other things. So, but the technology you can see is not simple. The technology which is used in third generation solar cell, which is actually dye sensitized, quantum dot sensitized, or perovskite solar cells, that is very cheap, non-vacuum technique. But both of them, good efficiency. Even it is said that even if a solar cell is giving even a stable 5 to 6% efficiency is good enough. We don't want 20%, we don't want 14%, in 5%, but it should be stable. Peroxide, almost stability is nil. You take it out the cell from when you at in a room temperature and things, it survives very short time. Yeah, it does not survive for a long time. And even di-sensitized, they were also having similar problems. So people have got for quantum dot sensitized solar cells, but still the stability and efficiency is poor, 2%, 3%, or things like that. So this remains an area of research because, you know, we researchers, we have not much knowledge of the market and other things. There are other big champions doing on that, you know, panels and other things. We can use panels if we can't manufacture panels and things, even not the least in the lab. But this PPT and also confirm that the area of photovoltaic is a developing area in all respect, and it will remain for quite some time. It will remain. Next slide. Production. These are similar slides. You can share with the participants. They may drive much more information from this. Next slide. So production experience, efficiency beyond the chocolate pressure limit. we scientists can जो कहते हैं कि कवि रवि से दूर की सोच लेता है, ऐसे साइंटिस्ट भी कुछ भी सोच सकते हैं. So disruptive third generation and beyond quantum dot nanotechnology, multi junction, thermo photonic, voltaics, so many research areas are there, and it is here. It is because we are in 20s, so up to 2030, but these things will remain. It is said that this quantum dot solar cell or multi-phonon effects, if we can use, we can go break this Shockley quasar limit even, because one photon can create uh, in a device. Actually, one photon creates normally one electron hole pair. It breaks one, but there are I remember the name I'm forgetting, but there are multi-phonon that one photon will create multiple electron hole pair, and that can break the limit, the chocolate or share limit. So efficiency is beyond chocolate person limit, but it's still uh, people are researching in this area. Next slide. Next. So this is Department of Energy, and they have some release on how they are doing all these things. And but I tell you, these are the quantum dot. I can just say to all researchers that you, all of you, if anybody is interested in doing work on photovoltaic solar cells, then work on production of quantum dots, which is very simple, and fabrication of fabrication of quantum dot sensitized solar cell. This has many advantages. You get information about quantum dots. You get information about the various layers. In between, you develop the electrolytes, polymer composites for electron hole transport, and then finally everything is available. What should be the back electrode? What should be the front electrode? And after a little bit training of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, any one of you can fabricate a solar cell in the laboratory in 1 week time. So that is the importance of quantum dot solar cell. So first and second generation, silicon feedstock price, thinner silicon wafer technology, thin film. Now in silicon thinner, material cost, silicon is very, a wafer if you want to buy, it is very expensive. But the point is that how much we can reduce. We cannot use a wafer less than 150 micron thickness. Otherwise, it will be so fragile. So that people have reduced that initially 200, 300, 350 micron thick wafers were used. But now the technology uses around 150, the crystalline silicon wafer. So this is good. Thin films concentration, organic silicon wafers less than 100 micron. It is still a challenge. Silicon science beyond 25%. This is also a challenge. Up to 20% people have reached. Next slide. So reducing the cost of stick ethanol. This is another graph. Uh, Researcher can drive information, estimates, and guess. Next. So from DOE GTL bioenergy roadmap system biology to overcome barriers to cellulosic ethanol. So these are feedstock engineering. I have never heard of these these items. Feedstock engineering, feedstock cell wall deconstruction, fermentation, microbe ethnological development, cross-cutting science. I have never heard of these names. I'm sure all of you, most of you have not. But something has come out in our mind, so we should try to find out more about it. So biomass analysis, protein engineering, advanced imaging, protein machine. Those who in bioscience, they understand all this. Soil science, high sugar yields, low capital cost, low enzyme, all these things, optimal plant. So this is all, for system biology to overcome barriers to cellulosic ethanol. So we, this is, this is a, this material has been a barrier. So some system biology to overcome this. A biologic person can understand much better. I don't understand even a word of it, whatever is written here. But I am sure that some of you must be having from this field some participants. They may drive much more information from, say, especially from this particular slide. Next slide. So this is also corn stem tool. feedstock engineering. There's a special term in biology. I have no knowledge, but those who can drive information from this and want to work in this area can find out. Next, biofuels. Lot of work is being done on the technical uh, biodiesel high, maturity is high. Green diesel, it's a low. Biobutanol, lower. Bio syngas liquids, lower. Bio oil derivative, H2 from biomass, diesel, they are still on challenging. And so this key drivers and value. So this is actually a lot of work, lot of scope in biofuels. As I said, lot of scope in PV. Next slide. Technology investment pathways, renewable energy, revolutionary 10 years and beyond, 13 to 30 report and things like that. This, of course, not much information. One can, as a scientist, one can drive. Next slide. Harnessing innovation in energy, science and technology, the future promise. Supercomputers, genomics, nanoscience. People should feel very happy that nanoscience has started about 20 years back, and still it is in the list of future promise. Carbon nanotubes and other things, and so many things, graphene and so many things. So this will remain. Genomics, supercomputers, cellulosic and biofuels application, and hydrogen. So nano, bio, info. Nano, the supercomputers, info, then the bio, so nano, bio, info. This combination is going, it's a future promise. Next slide. So this is, I think, putting the pieces together. Technology is at one end, policies, the government at another end, and market, the user at the other end. So if we, just previous slide. If we, today one say there is not much linking between these. They are doing independently policies, they just talk, but many they make policy, but they are not implemented. Then market, the companies are not coming forward at that large scale, and the user, it remains in surprise whether one should go for solar or this or that and things like. So that scene is still there, but these pieces has to be, and this is a challenge, those who want to work on these challenges, the technology, policies and market, they have to be together for any societal development or reach point, because end user is me and you. So end user always see so what is our pocket, like how much money I have, how much I can spend. So technology, market, policy together. Next slide. Promise of energy is profound and can be realized if aggressively. Word is very simple, but there is a need to write this word, adjective. Aggressively seek a global sustainable energy economy. In 4 or 5 words, it has covered everything. Aggressively, because now we are still not aggressive. Aggressively seek a global sustainable energy economy. Sustainable energy economy. Acknowledge and mitigate the carbon challenges with the necessary policies. Accelerate investment again in technology innovation. This is also absent. This is at a very low scale. and this is required. I repeat, I'll read it slowly with emphasis. Aggressively seek a global sustainable energy economy. Acknowledge and mitigate the carbon challenge with the necessary policies. When you make policies that our city has to be clean, then you find ways, you impose some fines and things like that, and you get the result. Don't throw lit on the road. Okay, everywhere it is written, my clean city, गांधी जी का क्लीन सिटी, दो चश्मे, लेकिन उसी चश्मे के नीचे कूड़ा पड़ा हुआ है. Nothing will happen. Acknowledge and mitigate the carbon change with necessary policies. So policies are required. Accelerate investment है ही नहीं. अगर ओवरऑल देखते हैं, total expenditure on PV depends on other economy है ही नहीं. Accelerate investment in technology innovation. It is a matter of national will and leadership. It is not in your hand, in my hand, or आम public के hand में कुछ नहीं है. National will, इच्छा, and leadership. Luckily, our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji has a will to improve the country, to improve the situation of our citizen of this country, and leadership also. I mean, I need not say anything. I mean, he is the best leader so far we had as a prime minister. So some change can only come certain areas, especially renewable energy, that there should be a national in any country and leadership, a good leader. What has changed in India? All the sources are same, all roads are same, everything is same. But certain things have enormously better now in the last 7-8 years, because there was a national will and there was a leadership. Next slide, I think there's something. Next one. Yeah, this is the end. So this is the conclusive slide for. I'm sure that this is because it's not a scientific lecture, so there will be no questions. So I'm happy. Thank you very much.
But a student can find a question anywhere.
Thank you.
Sir, out of this all, my query is like still there is a big difference in engineering and applied science. Still in many engineering colleges, they are not offering physics to the engineering students. Are you getting me, sir?
No, actually, I have listened to your question. You mean the general question that what is engineering, what is science?
No. This question is like we are discussing so many things about the solar panels, solar photovoltaic, and all things.
Yes.
And this is all basically a material science concept.
You see, in any application which is using a device, so device involved materials, device involved to make a device efficient, certain kind of material choice is a structure and other thing. There's, as when we say simplest, we are talking of photovoltaic, let us say solar cell. In solar cell, silicon technology is there, wafers are there, VLSI technology is there. In dye-sensitized, we know layer by layer structures, and we have to control certain thicknesses, and we have many advantages. That purity of the material has not much to do, while in silicon crystalline cell it has something to do. But engineering, when it comes a question of engineering, So far it is a material science and development of material, characterization, everything, good quality film, and this like that. So this is actually science, material science. When it comes to engineering, I want one cell I have made, but it's useless. I can't even gift it to anyone. You will say, what rubbish, what should I do with this cell? It will not even run, it will give you 10 milliampere current at a voltage of 1 volt. What should I do? Useless. You can't gift it, you can't give it to any of your children also. Hey, Papa, what is this? So we talk of panel. We talk of arrays, series, parallel, so increase the value of current. 100 cell will give more. Parallel, 100 cell in parallel will give 100 times more current. Similarly, in series will give 100 times voltage. So we need, and here, you in a laboratory, you can't create panels. It is very difficult. In a material science laboratory, you can't create panels. You can make 100 solar cells, no doubt. You can connect those solar cells in series and parallel, no doubt. You can get more current, more voltage on such a big thing. You can do it. But if I ask you to make a array and that is series parallel combination on a plate, you will not. That is engineering.
Yes, yes.
The product which science gives many things, formulas, development, everything. But the engineer makes a product to launch into the market.
Very true, sir. So I think there are no more questions, sir. Sir, please wait for 5 minutes, and our next guest is joining us, and we'll go for the valedictory session.
हेलो
हेलो
हाँ नमस्ते मैडम आवाज आ रही है मेरी
नमस्कार सर बिल्कुल आ रही है
वो मोबाइल में पता ये लैपटॉप में पता नहीं क्या हुआ वो कनेक्ट ही नहीं हो पा रहा था एनीवे आपने अच्छा सजेशन दिया तो मैं मोबाइल से कनेक्ट कर जी
तो today is the last day of this 5 days online FTP program, and on this valedictory session we welcome the director of Keyword Solutions, As a chief guest for this valedictory session, our Director, Sri Vaishnav Institute of Science, Dr. K. Guru Prasad sir, our head of the department, Dr. Uttam Sharma sir, Professor R.M. Mehra sir, resource person of this session. We welcome you all in this valedictory session. So, first of all, I request Guru Prasad sir for the welcome address to our chief guest and resource person.
Thank you, Madam Neetu. So I welcome our guests to this valedictory function. Dr. Pranav and also Professor R.M. Mehra gave the session just before this last valedictory session. So on behalf of the university, I extend our welcome to all the guests. This series has been focused on alternative energy sources, and from the feedback I had from some of the participants and professors, I heard that it was very informative, and also a lot of new information could be gathered from this series by the teachers and other participants. So with these words, I welcome the guests again, and over to you, Dr. Kataria.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request coordinator of the FDP, Dr. Amit Saxena sir, to present the report of this FDP. Dr. Amit Saxena sir.
Thank you, Dr. Niku. The theme of this FDP was to enhance the information and knowledge about the renewable energy and their present and future to the faculty members, and in particular to those who are working with this area, material science. But keeping this fact in mind, we approach the academicians and industries, both the speakers and their specialized. I am very thankful to K-Word Solution and Pranav sir, because I talked to him very initially and he got ready to provide a resource person K-Word Solution and also agreed to get collaborative. During the entire 5 days, we got 10 speakers from industry and the academia. And the first talk was as presented by Deep Chand Pansa, who was the director of MNR. He discussed about the various schemes and the facilities provided by the government to enhance the scheme and the concept of renewable energy. Subsequently, Dr. Yogesh has followed the same, and he introduced the concept, the current status of the renewable energy. Later, the few more speakers from IIT Mandi and from IIT Ropar, Dr. Ropali, Dr. Mukesh, Dr. Ajay Soni has given a very in-depth understanding about the solar panels, how the photovoltaic cells are working, what are the possibilities of using the various polymer materials, polymer electrolytes, electrode materials for sizing a different solar panels and rechargeable batteries. And while getting down to our industry collaborative experts, Mr. Mehul Patel and Japin Gaur, they played a very important role. Japin Gaur has given very brief introduction about how the electric vehicles are being manufactured, what are the different motors which are now in use for electric vehicles which are in their market, how the rechargeable batteries are being used, what are the importance of rechargeable batteries, and how we are gradually converting to green energy from the present coal and polluted energy, like you can say a source of pollution also. And further, Dr. N.G. Reddy Polu has given very depth information about rechargeable batteries. He had given very fundamental idea how we can synthesize the battery. Once you have a rechargeable polymer electrolyte with you, how you can sandwich that polymer electrolyte within 2 electrode materials, and you can check yourself what is the performance and efficiency of that battery into the laboratory, not at the commercial level, but at the R&D level, how we can do it. And today, the last day of the session, we have the Professor P.K. Singh at the morning session and the Professor R.M. Mehra as the last of today's session. PK Singh has given very fundamental idea how we can extract carbon from the single-use plastic materials and how we can use that carbon or carbon graphite for coating polymer electrolyte films, and we can use that film as a DSC, dye-sensitized solars. Recently, PK Singh sir and RM Mehra sir, I am so fortunate that I have worked with both of him at Sharda University. And PK Singh sir has filed a patent on that, and they are under examination. Possibility we're going to get it. And on the same idea, they recently got a project, very big project on that, how we can convert single-use plastic to carbon, and we can use that carbon graphite for the rechargeable batteries. And I'm also very thankful for RM Mehra sir. He accepted my request to give his talk, and a very informative talk is given today. This is all about my 5-day FDP program, and this is my gut feeling that all participants must be benefited with this, and they should have very clear mindset that how we can start our research in the area of polymer electrolytes, renewable energy, and rechargeable batteries. So thank you very much with these words. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for this brief report on the FDP. Now I request Mr. Pranav Pachori from K-Watt Solutions to give a brief about the company and how we can exchange this relationship further. Mr. Pranav Pachori.
Thank you, Neetu madam. धर सर, HOD सर, सक्सेना सर, प्रज्ञा मैडम और आपकी पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आपने बहुत अच्छा ये प्रयास किया है। वैष्णव, मेरी आवाज आ रही है मैडम?
यस सर।
जी जी। तो जैसा आपको पता है कि K-Watt सॉल्यूशन जो है वो IIT मुंबई की इंक्यूबेटेड कंपनी है, और इसके जो फाउंडर डायरेक्टर है वो प्रोफेसर चेतन सोलंकी हैं, जो IIT के सोलर फील्ड में काफी रिनाउंड एक नाम है। और अभी अभी रिसेंटली उन्होंने अपनी IIT की जॉब को लीव विदाउट पे 10 इयर्स के लिए लेकर और एक नया मिशन शुरू किया है, दैट इज स्वराज एनर्जी फाउंडेशन, जो कि सोलार में लोगों को इंडिया में नहीं अब पूरे वर्ल्ड वाइड कैसे अवेयर किया जाए कि लोग सोलार को ज्यादा से ज्यादा अडॉप्ट करें, इसके ऊपर वो काम कर रहे हैं। इंडियन ऑयल, कोल इंडिया, कई सारी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की कंपनीज ने उनको काफी सपोर्ट किया, उनको बसेस दिए हैं, और वो पूरी अपनी यात्रा 10 साल तक घर नहीं जाएंगे, 10 साल तक वो बस में रहेंगे, वहीं पे खाएंगे, वहीं सोएंगे, वहीं पढ़ेंगे, वहीं से अवेयर करेंगे। इस पूरे मिशन के साथ वो पूरे इंडिया में घूम रहे हैं। आज भी मेरी उनसे बात हुई, मैंने वैष्णव कॉलेज के बारे में उनको बताया, तो वो काफी अच्छे से वैष्णव यूनिवर्सिटी को जानते हैं, क्योंकि उनका जो ग्रेजुएशन हुआ वो GSITS से हुआ है। उसके बाद फिर IIT बॉम्बे से उन्होंने M.Tech किया, फिर बेल्जियम गए, वहाँ से PhD किया। उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि वैष्णव शुरू से अपने एक्सीलेंस के लिए जाना जाता है, वहाँ फैकल्टी के डेवलपमेंट के लिए, स्टूडेंट की एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी के लिए, उनकी स्किल के लिए काफी काम होता है। ये जो उन्होंने मुझे इनपुट दिया वैष्णव यूनिवर्सिटी के बारे में, वो मैंने आपको बताया। तो जैसा आपने बताया, आपका सक्सेना सर जो बता रहे थे कि पिछले 5-7 दिन का जो भी आपका प्रोग्राम था काफी इंफॉर्मेटिव था, और काफी उससे फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट में और स्टूडेंट के नॉलेज में काफी उससे फायदा होगा, ऐसी मेरी आशा है। मैं आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि सोलर की फील्ड में अभी बहुत काम हो रहा। परसों ही मैं एक न्यूज पढ़ रहा था जहाँ पे आया कि अडानी ग्रुप जो है वो 100 अरब का रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी में इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा है, और ऐसे ही मोदी गवर्नमेंट की भी काफी सारी स्कीम्स है जो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी को बढ़ावा दे रही है। तो उसके लिए हमें एक अच्छे स्किल मैन पावर की जरूरत है। अभी इंडिया में लगभग 7 से 8 लाख लोगों की ऐसी जरूरत है जहाँ पे हमें सोलार में और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी में स्किल लोगों की जरूरत है। उसमें हम लोग K-Watt काफी अच्छे से पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है। हम लोग 8 राज्यों में हमारे एफिलेटेड सेंटर्स हैं, जिसमें मध्य प्रदेश में भी हमारा सेंटर GSITS इंदौर में है, जहाँ पे अभी भी हमारी टाटा ग्रुप के साथ जो CSR फंडिंग के तहत ट्रेनिंग चल रही है। सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की कुछ ट्रेनिंग्स हैं, वो भी GSITS में हम मध्य प्रदेश में जो हमारा सेंटर है वो ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं। आगे कैसे वैष्णव कॉलेज के साथ हम वैष्णव यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ मिलकर कैसे काम कर सकते हैं, वहाँ की फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट के लिए क्या काम कर सकते हैं। मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि जैसे मेहुल ने या जापान ने आपको बताया हो कि इंडिया में हम लोग हर यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए जो सोलार की उनकी जरूरत है, उनके B लेवल के कोर्सेज के लिए, M.Tech लेवल के कोर्सेज के लिए, उसके लिए हम लोग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स और एपरेटस खुद से अपने यहाँ डिजाइन करते हैं, और वो हम देते भी है। तो अगर आपको किसी भी प्रकार की सोलार में जरूरत हो, चाहे वो से रिलेवेंट हो, चाहे लैब के इक्विपमेंट से रिलेवेंट हो, चाहे ईपीसी से रिलेवेंट हो, चाहे कंसल्टेंसी से रिलेवेंट हो, हम किसी भी फील्ड में आपके साथ काम करने में खुशी महसूस करेंगे। आपने हमें बुलाया, मौका दिया, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद नीतू मैडम, और ऐसे ही आप ऐसे याद करते रहिएगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you very much, sir. Great to hear from you. Definitely, we'll go with the authorities and we'll continue this relationship further. And
जी जी।
thank you very much, sir. Now I request our head of the department, Dr. Uttam Sharma sir, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, नीतू मैम। आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yeah. On behalf of Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Science and Department of Physics, I would like to thank chief guest of the valedictory session of this 1 week online FDP, Shri Pranav Pachori ji, for giving his valuable time and suggestions to the participants. Thanks to Professor R.M. Mehra sir also. I have listened his lecture also. Thanks sir for a nice talk. I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Upinder Dhar for always guiding and motivating us to conduct such a faculty development program. A big thank to our director Dr. K.N. Guru Prasad sir, who always motivate and help us to conduct such type of events and program for the development of faculties and research scholars. Thanks to Dr. Amit Saxena, Dr. Nitu Kataria, Dr. Pragya Palod, the convener and co-convener, who has worked very hard, and still they are working very hard for the last 1 month to organize such type of event for getting good speakers across the country from eminent institutes. And thanks to the participants also who has participated throughout the workshop in all the session with a excellent attendance. And thanks to the technical team for providing all type of support. So a big thanks to all the dignitaries present on the dais in this online platform. So I must congratulate to all of you and hope to continue such type of events, especially in the field of renewable energy in the future also. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank
you, sir. Thank you, Mehra sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pranav sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for joining us with a short request.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
प्रणव पचौरी जी तो निकल गए ना? हाँ, इनको बुलाना है सर को इधर।
Yes, sir.
ठीक है,
Yes,
ठीक है,
sir.
ठीक है सर। Thank you, sir. Thank you.
मेहरा साहब नमस्कार।
नमस्कार। We are closing, sir.
नमस्कार मेहरा साहब।
Thank you.
All participants will share the feedback link very soon, and it will be open till tomorrow afternoon. So all of you can give your feedback, and we request you to give a proper address so that we can dispatch your hard copy of certificates in time. Right? So thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
आप मिलिए मुझसे आकर।
Yes, sir.